And we are back with another tech review today, sitting in the BMW 218i Gran Coupe, which is essentially the new 2 Series that sits between the 1 and the 3. It's more of a 1 Series with a sedan boot type coupe look, which is quite interesting. Now we're just going to look through all the tech and all that it's got on the inside. You've got your 10.25 inch infotainment screen here, all touchscreen, but can also be accessed with the touchpad or the joystick that you've got down below, which I'll show later. You also have a 10.25 inch digital instrument cluster for your dashboard and a heads-up display. Now the good thing here is that it's got Carplay, which is a huge win. It's integrated. You don't have to pay $500 for 3 years, which is what BMW used to do, which was just ridiculous because nobody else was doing it. But CarPlay is now standard with it, although Android Auto is coming. They've said at the end of this year, so it is on its way and will make its way onto all BMW models that have this infotainment system. Now this is your home screen here. You've also got screen mirroring, which is quite interesting. So you can add a device and mirrorcast if it is available on your device. We then go to, so you need to be in this menu here to get to your sound settings, which we can then adjust the treble and the bass, no mid option. Now it is a 100 watt 6 speaker system, which isn't the most, although it's not the biggest car, it doesn't need the most thumping system, but the M235 gets a Harman Kardon 16 speaker system that puts out 450 watts. So it could be better. It is sort of crisp that you would expect for a essentially European luxury car, but it could be better and have more wattage to give it more thumping sound. There's your mobile devices, me and Patsy. Hello, Patsy. Personalize your menu if you want to, your Bluetooth audio, connecting your device, and your radio. You've got your saved stations here, or anything you want that you can choose. And then I'm going to go back to home, back to our main menu, and we can just click the radio and you can just go up and down. And plenty of options, and you can choose your manual search if you want to sort of look at it this way. That's pretty old school, that's pretty cool. We're going to press back, we're going to go DAB, program, and then save your station as well, which is up here. Oh, it made a sound. Okay, saved stations are here. Gorilla Dance Hits, Hit Buddha. All right, I don't know who saved these, but Q, Hit Buddha. Bluetooth audio we've seen, and we're back to this menu. So there's your media. You can click this and it's got the time format, the date settings. We then go communication and connect, and that's just Bluetooth basically to connect your phone. Now, the good thing about CarPlay is that it can be done through Bluetooth, so you don't actually have to plug in the USB cable to use CarPlay, which is a huge benefit. We then go to car. Let's click car. Driving information, journey data. Okay, you've got trip information basically. And the Sport, Eco Pro, and Comfort tells you when. So that's actually really good information. We can then go to, lets me click back, Sport displays. Ooh, okay, we are talking now. We've got our torque, power, that's oil temp, and the bar, but that's it. Oh no, you've got one display. That's your sport display right there. Now you do that and it goes back. Driving style, wow. In Eco Pro, you can check your driving style, which is, I don't know how much info it's going to show, and your energy flow. So I presume when you're on, it'll tell you where your energy is going. And there is your driving information. Very cool. Vehicle status, flat tire monitor. That is very necessary. You've got your perform reset. Inflate all tires to correct pressure, then perform reset. So it basically just calibrates the system. Engine oil level, measurement inactive. Engine oil level measurement, check control messages, okay. Service requirements, we've got time for the service. Settings, okay, I'll get back to this because that's all your settings. Driver profiles, so you can create profiles Basically just create a boring profile or a fun profile and a handbook, which I'm not going to get into because that's just information. Now I'll get through the settings. So general settings, there's just a lot on here. Date and time, language, personal assistant, units. I don't know how much of this you want me to go through, but there's your units, pressure, temperature. Let's go back again. Personal assistant, which I don't need. Sound, that's where you can also do your sound. Go back. Now our touchpad. Character input map, yep, sure, I'm fine with the touchpad doing that. Pop-ups, driving experience control, getting started. Vehicle settings, speed warning. No, I don't want a speed warning. I'll turn attentiveness assistant. Okay, recommends brakes. Valet parking mode. Reset journey data. I don't need to reset. Data and privacy, mobile devices, wireless charging tray. Reminder when leaving the vehicle in order not to forget the smartphone in the wireless charging tray, which is very smart because you do have a Qi wireless charger down below, which actually it's a tray, so it holds it in so it won't move around, which is a nice little touch. Now we go to driving mode. You've got Sport, Individual, which I just have as Sport, Sport, Sport. And then you have Eco Pro, which is Eco Pro Limit. It's just coasting, it's all comfort. Eco Pro, yeah, efficiency 80%, just boring, basically. That's all you really need to know about it. Exterior lighting. There's a lot. While driving, one touch turn signal 3 times, which is interesting. It doesn't let me do 5 times. Daytime driving lights, LEDs, I want them. Left-hand traffic, where traffic drives on the other side of the road, sure. Comfort, welcome and goodbye, door handle lights, home lights. This is so many options. Then we move to driver assistance, safety and warnings. So this can stop in the city, but you need to pay extra to get the full autonomous braking, the AEB. Now, front collision, I go with medium because it's just in the middle, and the lane change warning, medium as well. It comes up on your side view mirrors. Speed assistant, show the speed limits, adjust the speed limits, warning, show speeding. No, that's just aggravating. Second adjustment up to 60 Ks. Oops, I went back. Parking and maneuvering, automatic PDC. Parking view is shown automatically when approaching an obstacle at low speeds. Sure. Emergency braking at the back. Sure, that's interesting. On the flank, emergency braking. Wow, that's really interesting. You can auto brake. Cross traffic alert, activate, sure. Volume, the volume of the signal that warns against obstacles when parking. I should probably put it. Yep, that's fine. Feedback via steering wheel. Vibrates, medium, sure. This is a long video because we're going through literally every single setting. So I hope this is of some use to you. Now heads-up display. It is really bright, like really bright. I'm just gonna change that because it's blinding. And it's also very high at the moment. So I am like, I'm gonna put it there. And then rotation, you can rotate it. Navigation, driver assistance. Yep, sure. Speed assistant. We've already been through this. It comes back to this mode. Instrument cluster, center display area. Now, this basically just puts a map in the middle of your instrument cluster because it is quite big. So you have your speed over here, your rev counter over here with the weird C shape, and you have the map in the middle. Speed assistant, which we've been through. Display infotainment list on the head-up display. So basically it shows you what the media is doing, whether you can choose your different radio stations, it'll show up on the heads up, or you can put it on the instrument cluster. Control display and driving mode view. Very cool. Red, blue, and white for the different modes. Then we have doors / vehicle access. BMW digital key, activate digital key card. So you can use your phone, which is awesome. Comfort access, lock automatically, lock after pulling away, and fold mirrors in when locked. Yes, tick them all on. Interior lighting, ambient light, color. Ooh, interesting. Well, it's a blue car, but I am probably going to go with purple because that's just cool. And then brightness, dimmed for night driving. Nah, I don't need dimmed. Seat comfort, rear seats, seatbelt reminder. I guess it's a good idea. It comes up on your dash when people don't have their seatbelts on at the back. But if you have weight on there, like a box that's heavy, it might think it's a human and start just whinging. Key button assignment. Interesting. Unlocks all doors of the driver door and the tailgate end doors. Yes. I wish you had more options. I don't know what else you'll need. Maybe just turn the car on, as a lot of cars do. Anyway, so there's all your settings. That was a lot of settings. We then go home, and you've got apps, installed apps, personal assistant. I'm never going to use any of these. Regulation, climate control, seat heating. Okay, I will probably use the seat heating option. Then we have your service partner. Loading app, please don't take long. I'm not going to go through that. BMW messages, there was none. BMW assistance, I don't need any assistance. See what the weather is like, out of curiosity. Please wait. Okay, 26 degrees, it is hot. Tomorrow, 27, 1% chance of rain. Why does it even say that if it's only 1%? Anyway, very cool. You got weather app, and you also have BMW store, which is, hello. Okay, I didn't mean that. No, I don't want this. I don't want that. Anyway, all right, that's your store. Contacts, telephone, your devices, your assistants, and your messages. That's just communication, really, what com stands for. Your nav. Let's search for. Oh, okay. So you can use. I'm rotating with the dial, and you can rotate around. However, let me see how it goes on here. Press the down. Okay, annoying. I'm just. Oh, wow. Okay, that's frustrating. I'm going to press that. Let's press Sydney. Let's see. Let's just go to Sydney, wherever that is, and typical convoluted map. All these options here. I'd rather use Carplay, but the nav is there. You got your recent destinations, your address, your contacts, your coordinates, and your menu. Then you go down, and here is where you can adjust your main menu. Stop route guidance from the top. That's great. Recent calls, notifications, help, displays, valet parking mode, and screen off. Okay, that is a lot of information to take in. So there's you adjust your screens for your car. You got Bluetooth there, you got the little sound, you got the microphone, language, length of answers, short. Wow, you can tell how much you want the car to talk to you, and your little profiles, and your time. So we have a lot of settings. Now we're just going to quickly go down. Now here you've obviously got your climate control, there's your seat heating as well, which is an additional option in the comfort package. There are your 8 options for your radio, your volume. Now once we go down a bit more, that's my leg, don't mind me. Here is where you put your phone to wireless charge, and it actually sits in there, holds it quite well. There is your USB for plugging in. It's just a normal USB. You also have a USB-C inside the center console to charge as well, and 2 USBs in the back for charging. Now we're going to go a little bit further, and there is the dial that I have been using. So it basically goes left, right, up, down. You click in the middle, back option. Then you have nav, map, home, the little web button, communications, and media. So the web button just goes to the installed apps, but mainly use the touchscreen. This is a bit finicky, but the option is there. And then you have your different drive modes, auto hold for the brake, engine start stop. Now that's the stop start. You can turn it off, parking and traction control. Now we are quickly going to take a look at the dash, the info cluster. Now I'm going to have to turn the car on so I can get a bit of information. All right, here we have, all right, okay, can you relax, car? There is your instrument cluster. Now you have your speed on the left and your rev counter on the right, with the interesting shape of BMW's new instrument cluster, whatever they're going for there, with the sort of like a C, two magnets looking at each other. Anywho, then you have, down the bottom is where you have your seat belts. So it does say 3 at the back, don't have a seat belt on, which you can change in settings as we saw. And in the middle is your map, which you can basically decide whether you want the map to be there or not. Now there aren't a lot of settings with this. It's such a big display, but you can't do much with it. You can basically just decide, am I going to put a map in the middle or am I going to put my audio settings? And that's it. You can't go through all the different options, which is a bit annoying. You don't have actually controls to decide what you're going to do and what you're going to change, and the odo, which is a bit frustrating. And it would be much easier to be able to change things from here. So that is your cruise control. Just going to zoom out. That is your cruise control. And this changes your audio, which you can see on the heads-up display. Now I would just go up to the heads-up display. There is your heads-up display. Let me see if I can focus. You can see if I press, basically it's got my speed, the speed limit, and then if I press the button, I can decide what media I'm going to be looking at. And you can just click it, and then you can just go up and down and choose your radio station. And that's about it. There's not really much more you can do there. So overall, it's a very good system. There's a lot to enjoy about it. Now, my only criticism would be more customizability on this instrument cluster. It's such a big display and there's so much there, but it just needs to be a bit more customizable. There needs to be more options for people that are using it. They can say, okay, do I want to put my audio in the middle? Do I maybe want to put my phone settings? I'm sure they will show up, but it's just easier with all that screen real estate to be able to decide what you're going to put there. And even the digital speedo, I would probably prefer to put that in the middle. If I'm not using the heads-up display, I would most likely put that in the middle of the instrument cluster, so it can be bigger if I don't want to look at a heads-up display instead of the map. Now we're just going to come back here. The wireless CarPlay is probably one of the best features because not many cars have that. They usually require you to plug in, which is awesome. You also have the Qi charging, the USB port. You could basically, every single person in the car could be charging a device at the same time, which is great. And the good thing about this 10.25 inch display is that it seamlessly flows with the car. It's sort of got that L design that just sits there. It doesn't take up too much space. And because it is more rectangular, it looks sleeker as opposed to a lot of other cars that have more square shape that sort of just stick up. Whereas this just flows with the car with this sort of, I guess they're trying to go for carbon fiber, so some weird plastic that they're going for. But it is a good display. The touchscreen is very responsive, and you also have the option to use the little dial to go up and down, which I sort of have gotten used to, but I would more likely be using the touchscreen, although it does get dirty. But there it is. There is all the tech options that you could go through in this car. It did take a while, but we got through it, and that is basically every single option. And it is a good system so far while using it. Android Auto would be perfect if you do have an Android device, as it's coming to this car. And there it is. Thank you so much for watching. If you have stayed tuned for this entire video and learnt something or two, if you do have this car or if you're thinking about getting this car, stay tuned for more videos, and please subscribe to our channel and watch out for more videos coming out, especially with this car, which we're going to do, and a few other BMWs.